A lot of people spend real energy thinking about their income tax bill in retirement, and that can be with your federal tax brackets, your state rates, what's getting withheld from a pension. Meanwhile, there's another bill that's quietly climbing every year, and almost nobody plans around it, and that is property tax. My name is Matt Landon. This is Money and Meaning, and I want to take a few minutes and talk through three different property tax relief programs North Carolina offers retirees. This is programs that a lot of people qualify for and don't apply for just because no one told them they existed. Now, here's the thing that I want to keep in mind. This one may not directly apply to you, but it could apply to someone in your church. It could apply to a family member. It could apply to somebody else who you know who's down the street and struggling. So this one, if it doesn't apply to you, it may apply to someone you know. So I really want you to pay attention to these anyway. Now, this matters in part because home values have gone up quite a lot. If you bought your house decades ago, your tax bill today looks nothing like it did when you moved in. Even though your income may be in the same place, you may not have had any major changes there. And so what I want to talk about first is the Homestead Exclusion. Now, if you are 65 or older, or if you're permanently and totally disabled and you own and occupy your home as your permanent residence, you will probably qualify for this. For 2026, if your income for the prior year, it needs to fall at or below $38,800. And this is what it does. It excludes the greater of 25% or half of your home's appraised value from taxation. This is not a small amount. This is a real reduction in the number your tax bill is based on. So what I mean by that, when I say the greater of 25,000 or half your home's appraised value, if your home is only worth 35,000, they're excluding 25,000 on it. If your home is worth 300,000, they're excluding 150,000 from that taxation. So this is a huge amount. Now, a lot of people think that this is a program that's only for people that are really struggling financially, but that's where that income limit is higher than a lot of people expect. And there are plenty of retirees who did not think of themselves as needing help or did not think of themselves as qualifying that could still qualify for this program. The key thing with this, along with the other two things I'm going to say, is that you really have to fill out the forms. You got to submit everything. And the second one is the circuit breaker, and it works a little differently than the Homestead Exclusion. Instead of excluding part of your home's value, it caps your property tax as a percentage of your household income. That would be either 4% if your income is the same at that or below the 38,800 threshold. It's 5% if your income is between 38,801 and 58,200. So if your income is under $58,200, then you're able to cap your property tax. This isn't free money, unlike the Homestead Exclusion, which is just a reduction in your taxes straight up. What happens here is that tax that's above the cap doesn't disappear. It gets deferred. And it accrues interest at 6% per year. That goes until the home is sold or until you no longer qualify. And at that point, it comes due. So if you have somebody who's an issue or needs it, it's available, but this is more of like a pressure relief valve, but it doesn't eliminate things. It can just help at one point in time. So this is a real tool, but it's really a loan against your home's equity. It's not a straightforward break. Now you can qualify for both the homestead exception and the circuit breaker, but the state only lets you use one at a time. So that is a decision that's worth talking about and making with your financial advisor, not just by default. Now, the third program stands apart from these two because it does not look at income at all. If you are a disabled veteran, or if you are the surviving spouse of a disabled veteran, North Carolina excludes $45,000 of your home's appraised value from property tax. There's no income test. There's no age requirement tied to being, age 65 or anything else. It is just straight up, they'll knock $45,000 off of your home's appraised value for property tax purposes. So this makes it worth checking on regardless of where you land financially. We work with a lot of families where this gets overlooked. And it's just because people assume property tax relief is only about income. And this program was built specifically to say otherwise. Here's the thing. If you are a disabled veteran or if you are the spouse of a disabled veteran, you have put your body and your life and your time on the line in service to this nation. This is something that's available for you. You should absolutely take advantage of it. That's just my feelings. I think we should be doing more for veterans, not less. And so if there's a program that's there and all you got to do is fill out some forms, Let's do it. But here's the thing. There are some forms you have to fill out, and this is the piece that trips people up. Regardless of which of these three programs we're talking about, all of it runs through the same form. It's an AV9, and the state wants it by June 1st every year. This is not a soft deadline. We have seen homeowners that have not gotten this, and they qualified for it just because they didn't know it existed. By the time they found out, the year's exclusion was already gone. This is something that you want to put it in your computer, put it in your phone, put some kind of reminder. Make sure you get that form filled out and submitted and on timing. So the timing matters as much as eligibility. Because at the end of the day, the thing that I think is really key here is North Carolina recognizes something that's true. A rising home value doesn't always mean rising income to match it. There are some different things that are necessary. But just because a program exists on paper, it doesn't help anybody who doesn't know to ask for it and doesn't fill out the forms to make sure that they get it. So the families that benefit here are not just the ones that have the most complicated finances. They're the ones that took the 20 minutes to check and fill out the form. This is not a loophole. It's just paying attention. So if you'd like some help understanding this a little bit more, talk to your financial advisor here at Semmax. Reach out. We'd love to have a discovery call with you. If you're not a client, we can see how we can help. Have a conversation with one of our certified financial planners. Visit us online on the website. We're happy to walk it through with you. Thank you for listening to Money and Meaning. My name is Matt Landon, and I hope you have a meaningful day.